to advice. How did he do it? So how did it take him from confusion to decision? And that's what Geeta teaches us. It's not it teaches only to Arjuna, it teaches to all of us that how to remove pains and miseries from our life and still fulfill our duty, our dharma, prescribed duty righteously, and liberate ourselves from this dukkha se. This we are living in this world. So how can we liberate ourselves? And again, Geeta is not just for Arjuna, it is all about you and me. It is the story of our life. We go into this Vishal. How many times during the day, from morning to evening, somebody tells us something which we do not like or it does not fit to our personality. We are already in Vishal. If somebody criticizes us, if children do not listen to us, if our near and dear ones do not listen to us, we get into depression, we get into very upset. That is Vishal. So how to get out of that? We all like to study Geeta because Geeta is a great treasure. It's not only taught us, Gandhi was a good example of it. Many people helped to feed a country, but Gandhi was the one who took a strong stand based on the teachings of Geeta. It has been translated into almost every language in the world. Last week, I was in Coimbatore, in Ayurveda hospital, taking my treatment, and I was in clinic, and the whole group was there from Germany, Spain, Brazil. And management asked me, because when we talked about it, they asked me to give the presentation on Geeta and body, mind, spirit and meditation and all that. And you know what message I got from them? Especially from the German group. They said, could you give us 2 months of your life, a year, come and teach in Germany? We are going to translate this book, the one I have it. And they said, when we learned, and they were Germans, they said, when we learned, we were taught only verses. It didn't make any sense to us because when we recite the verses, it didn't make sense to me also. Because when Guruji asked me to read Geeta, and I said, Guruji, I brought Geeta in this country 25 years ago. I tried reading so many times. I just couldn't understand. First of all, I do not understand this Sanskrit. Second part, I do not understand this philosophy. Thirdly, I do not understand. Lord Krishna is saying the same message in every chapter and every other chapter. Do this, don't do this, do this. I don't understand. I'm confused. And his message was, Beta, सिर्फ 3 verses पढ़ो, इससे ज़्यादा मत पढ़ो. And let me tell you, when I started reading those 3 verses, I could not believe that what a blessing Guruji had given me. All the time I do pranam to him when I feel so good about Geeta. So the point I am making is, people, even all over the world, not just Indians, Westerns, Europeans, people from Pakistan, they were there. And first question I asked everybody, it was a whole big crowd, and I asked them, please raise your hands who has not heard the Geeta. Not even a single hand was raised. And people were from all over the world. And not only that, they told me, we have a Geeta in our room, we are reading it. And then I didn't take the copies or anything, I sent it later on. But then they said, can we have your Geeta? Because it is so simple to follow. So how to study Geeta? You just heard us reading, reciting the verses. It's good to read the theoretical knowledge with Sanskrit verses, Hindi, English, whatever it is. But that knowledge does not stay with us. How many times we think that how many saints have come in the temples, how many times we listen to it. And It doesn't get into us. But unless we contemplate on it, because Gita is a beautiful philosophy, at the same time, unless we contemplate on it, and more than that, unless we practice it. Lord Krishna, first 6 chapters, all the chapters he said, do karam yoga, do bhakti, do with love and devotion, all that. Arjuna kept listening to it. But then he said, Karishe vachanam tau. Now I am going to do what you said, means I am going to practice it. So, practice of Gita is the key. Anything like, when you go to, we learn the computer things or anything, you usually learn it and then it just, after 5 minutes it's gone. Unless we practice it, it does not become a part of us. How many times ladies, you get the recipes on the phone or from the people. Unless you go and practice at home, you forget it, right? So we got to practice it. And while practicing it, because our head is involved, our heart is involved, our body is involved, therefore, I just decided to put the book together, which is mainly actually it is mainly focused on the practicality of it. So that's why it says the practical. It says step by step practical guide, where we can make the practice, and each chapter actually has at the end how to practice it. And how we should, so when to study Gita, it says, I put it any time of the day as we like, anytime we have doubts, confusions or questions, or when we feel dejected, distressed or lonely. Sometimes we feel very lonely when we have some issues, we don't know who to talk to. At that time, Gita is the best thing. You don't need anybody to even talk to it, because Gita starts talking to you. It's not that Gita you started studying. Gita starts going into you so much that you don't have to study. Gita is talking to you all the time. It's just like Lord Krishna is talking to you. And when we feel fearful, that when Arjuna got fearful, Lord Krishna himself uplifted him. So when we feel worried and fearful, or when we just want to relax, we don't know what to do, we just sit and relax and pick up the Gita. So how to practice the teaching? Again, take any words of Gita and practice it. Take even a phrase. For example, whenever we feel we are confused whether we should do this or not, Gita says, Sarva Bhut Hite Rata. The work which is beneficial to everybody, not just to you. If you open a liquor shop, it benefits my family, but it destroys the society. Although many people have a liquor shop. But if you think about it, it damages the brain cells, it damages the people's consciousness. So, if I open that shop, means I am encouraging that particular type of business. And it is not good for the Sadbhute Hitirata. It's not good. One should have a global vision. Is it going to help me and my family, or the society, or the whole community, or the whole nation, or the world? And when people, when the brain cells are damaged, all these 911 things happen. So, the things we should do, it is Sarva Bhut Hite Rata. So whenever we are confused, just say Sarva Bhut Hite Rata, God will come and help us. Whenever we feel worried or feel sometimes jealous about certain things, Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam. Take any word, any phrase, any words of Gita, and that helps a lot. And there is a deeper meaning. Practice it during the day, and then even with the progress in the evening. Sit in the evening quietly and evaluate that I wanted to do everything good. Did I do good everything today? Did I feel any jealous about anybody? And if I felt, ask God, pray to God that God help me. Next time, help me not to go through this. And take me out of this jealousy mode. Take me out of this worry. Sometimes we are worried about children and many things. Pray to God that just take me out of this worry thing. So, and in the evening, then fine tune it. Practice it until we feel satisfied. Then take the new words, whatever is needed. So again, as I said, I put this book very simple, easy to understand, practical spiritual guide, and end of each chapter has lesson to learn and practice it. So what does Geeta teach? Geeta teaches 4 Ds. Basically, as I said, it teaches from despondency to decision, dilemma to decision, but how? Removes all the doubts, removes the discrimination. In other words, if we are doubtful, it gives us a beautiful discrimination and tells us what to do and what not to do, and help us to make the decision, and decision of what? How to perform our duty. What is our duty? Geeta guides us step by step, and then God's grace comes. So again, Nashto Moha Smriti Labda Pad Prasadan Maya Sito Asmin Gat Sandeya Karishe Vachanam Tau. That is the end result. That is the last verse of Gita, but Arjuna spoke to Lord Krishna. That's why Gita is also called the course of ethics. What to do and what not to do. Let the scripture be your authority in determining what one should do and what one should not do. It was so beautiful. Somebody called me from UC Berkeley, and they said they want to use this book in the class, in their curriculum for course of ethics. That's why I put it here, course of ethics. So Gita is going to be used in the class for course of ethics. So there are it's the ocean. It's such a big treasure. Anything we want, what to do, what not to do. All the confusions, when to do, where to do. When Arjuna got confused, he said, Karpanya dosho pahat svabhava pashyami tvam dharma sammocheta. मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ, please tell me, I'm confused, what to do and what not to do. And then he said, Jachhasse Syami Nichitam Brui Tanme Shishyaste Ham Shadi Mam Tvam Prapannam. I am your disciple. Please tell me what to do and what not to do. So that's what Gita does. So how are we going to celebrate Gita Jayanti here? So applying Gita's teachings. So there are so many teachings in Gita, we will talk about it. But if we just learn one thing, even how to study Gita, just read. In a very simple way it says, Pathan, Shravan, Manan, Abhyas. So when we start practicing it, and if we just learn that part of it, हमारी गीता यही बन गई, हमारी गीता जयंती यही बन गई. We don't have to go through all any sorrow like Arjuna went to get the jnana. We can get the jnana right here. So Arjuna, Gita starts with Arjuna's Vishad Yoga. So what is Vishad? If you think about it, Vishad, vish equals poison, and that causes toxins. So when we are in sorrow, we get very stressed out, and our body is full of toxins, and that is Vishad. That is vish, which gets into our mind. So when we are confused, emotionally disturbed, angry, fearful, worried, that state itself is called the state of Vishad. So what happens? Our mind gets very confused, our body generates toxins, so our body gets sick, and then when body is sick, the sick society, this is where the 911 comes, when the mind is disturbed, and then the disturbance in the whole wide world. But the beauty of Vishad Yoga is that it's not just the Vishad. Gita teaches us anything we have in our life, we should convert into yoga. So don't leave just the sorrow. Make it as a yoga. Yoga means union with God. Work with the God. So even when you are in Vishad, make Bhagwan ki sharan, like Arjuna went to Lord Krishna and he